who just got the new 5 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah, and what we were saying about Cat 1, Cat 4, it's still a Category 1, but the new update, and this is the biggest news coming out of this update, is that now they have upgraded it to be a Category 4 storm before making landfall sometime tomorrow. I'm going to show you that cone in just a bit, but the latest stats, how this is increasing in intensity, 85-mile-per-hour winds. That's up from 80 at the 2 o'clock advisory. One thing to know, one thing we look at when we look at these storms is the pressure. It continues to fall. As that pressure falls, it makes it easier for the storms to kind of spin around and intensify. So that's a good sign that further strengthening is expected, and this is all kind of lining up to what we were forecasting. The good news is that not a lot has changed in our forecast. It's really going on as expected. The bad news is that this is going to be a Cat 4 storm before landfall, and that is not good news for where it will make landfall farther to the north. It has emerged into the Gulf of Mexico, and this is where we continue to expect this rapid strengthening, rapidly intensifying. Still Category 1, a healthy Category 1. We're not close to Category 2 just yet. That will be a different scenario later on tonight. Very warm waters, lower wind shear. These things combined create that environment conducive for further development. So Category 2 as early as late tonight, if not into the overnight hours. And like I mentioned, this is the biggest update. Doesn't change our forecast much by any means, but it is expected to be up to Cat 4 by sometime tomorrow, in less than 24 hours. So think about that. When we talk about rapid intensification, that's 35 miles per hour within a 24-hour period. It's at 85 right now. To meet that criteria, we'd have to be at 120 within a 24-hour period. So we're going to go from 85 up to 130. So that well exceeds that rapid intensification qualification come tomorrow if it's a Cat 4 before heading off to the panhandle of Florida. So not good news for the panhandle. You can see that rapid intensification here on the visible satellite, or the intensification beginning, I should say. Do you see when you look at this loop here? It's about a 6-hour loop. You start to see these little bubbles come up here. That's all that convection just taking out in the tops of the atmosphere, kind of exploding some of those winds on top as it continues to intensify and wrap itself around. Those bands are moving on into our region. We're going to track them in just a moment. Here's the latest, and this one kind of takes away. So it's just flirting with Cat 4, and then it is quickly going to diminish. It moves on inland, and it will rapidly just kind of fall apart as you take away that fuel source and that wind interaction moves on in. All right, let's show where the bands are headed right now. In parts of Southwest Florida, we're already seeing some of those impacts. This is a big storm, Rob. I'm going to send it over to you.
Yeah, and think that because